who am I to tell you, Sarah and Ashley, what to eat? I just hope that you, if you're truly someone who had an elevated ANA, continue to work with the rheumatologist while while you very closely watch your health. I would also just add that I'm stoked that you're this passionate.
My rheumatologist simply prescribed me medications that were going to band-aid my symptoms.
They
and
had
I'm
no
not
interest in
hating
affecting
on
diet.
rheumatologists or anything, but I think what you said was great. Ashley and I resolved our symptoms going carnivore by the elimination of plants and eating a nutrient-dense, meat-based diet. That is not to say that we will never incorporate some sort of vegetable into our diet again. I just think the main takeaway is that carnivore can be so therapeutic for susceptible humans who might have a weakened immune system. And it is a route that somebody could consider taking once nothing else has worked for them as it did for us.
And that is a safe route because we can get all the nutrients that we need by eating a nose-to-tail carnivore
Nobody
approach.
needs to say you need to eat this way for the rest of your life, but it is a therapeutic route you can take if nothing else has worked for you. And I think we can all agree on that.
And if you're passionate about this, which I really think you are, I would just hope that you would do research that can be published in one of the journals, and so that we can build upon what you're learning.
So I've written a book on this. It's called The Carnivore Code, and there are over 400 studies that I cite in there. We are beginning studies on the carnivore diet specifically. But in that book, I address every single one of these issues.
That's excellent. But when we reference studies, we think about peer-reviewed journals.
Right.
So I know you're passionate about it, and I think that's great. And I just want to encourage you to continue to gather information and then submit that information to your peers so that you can come and say, no, wait, it's not just me. I'm not just saying this. I'm basing this on science. And when I tell patients that there are no risks associated with this carnivore diet, I am basing it on hardcore science because we all want the best thing for patients.
My concerns are that you are claiming all of these studies and you're vilifying plants, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes. Even Sarah and Ashley have acknowledged that this, over the short term, has helped their symptoms. I applauded them for that. They're eating grass-fed animal products. I've written books talking about if you're gonna eat meat, animal-based products, that's the way to go. That I think a lot of the studies that have been done that have vilified animal-based products, they've been done on conventionally raised animal-based products, which is very different. Look, I know where you're coming from. You're creating a name for yourself right now. You're writing a book, and I'm proud of you for that. But you have to be a little bit careful because you're acting like an expert in everything. You're not an expert in autoimmune disease. You're certainly not an expert in nutrition. However, you have become, you have found this area, the carnivore diet, and that's your thing, and that's great. But what I would recommend when you're talking to patients is feel free to say, try this, see how you're doing. But this isn't the end-all, be-all. There are numerous.
It's not for everybody.
It's
and
not for
everybody
everyone.
listening has to take that as the key.
So I thank everyone for being here. But most importantly, Sarah and Ashley, I'm just happy that you guys are doing well. And you're clearly well-read, knowledgeable. And how I would like to close this out to all of our viewers is you need to find the diet that works for you. In general, extremes tend to not be the best approach, but educate yourself. And the reality is if you're working with a physician and your physician poo-poos food as medicine, find a new physician. We unequivocally know that food does impact inflammation in our bodies. You have to find the right diet for you that hopefully will lead you to a long, happy, healthy life. I thank all of our guests for being here today. Really appreciate it. Sarah and Ashley, we wish you nothing but the best going forward. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.